Hello folks, welcome back to another video about behavior driven development. Today I am going to discuss a visual technique to perform discovery. As you all know that BDD is a 3-step iterative process and discovery is the first step. The technique which I am going to discuss today is called as example mapping. It is a technique which you can use to perform discovery. It is a technique which helps team to break down the user stories into rules and examples using a collaborative conversation. If you have not watched my previous videos about behavior driven development, I would highly recommend to go ahead and watch them to get a basic understanding about BDD. Here is the link. In traditional approach, before you pull a user stories in your sprint, it's very crucial to have a conversation to clarify and confirm the acceptance criteria, right? But many teams find this conversation hard because it's unstructured, often too long, and it gets boring. And the result is that they don't do it regularly or consistently, or sometimes they just give up on it entirely. So Matt Wayne discovered a simple method to make this conversation short and powerfully productive, and he called it as example mapping. Example mapping uses 4 colored index cards to capture information about a user story as the conversation unfolds. It starts by writing user story under conversation on a yellow card and placing it at the top of the table. Now user story may have some acceptance criteria, and these are called as rules. And we write each of the acceptance criteria or rules that we already know on a blue card and placing those across beneath the yellow story card. Now for each rule, we need one or more concrete examples to illustrate it, and we write those on a green card and place them under the relevant rule. These examples illustrate the behavior of the system and explain how the rule should work in different scenarios, including both positive and negative cases. Concrete examples are a tremendous way to help us explore the problem domain, and they make a great basis for our acceptance test. As we discuss these examples and behavior, we may discover new rules or new behaviors of the system. We may uncover questions that nobody in the room can answer, and these questions we capture on a red card and move on with the conversation. We keep going until the group is satisfied with the scope of the story or we run out of the time. Example mapping gives you visual feedback. A table covered in red card tells us that we still have a lot to learn about the story. A table covered in blue card tells us that the story is big and complicated. Perhaps we can slice it, take another yellow card and put the sliced story on the backlog. A rule with many examples might be over complex. Sometimes these rules need to be broken into multiple rules. You will find that some rules are so obvious that you don't need an example at all. It's clear from the conversation that everyone understands the rule. A small group of amigos should be able to map out a well understood, a well-sized story in about 25 minutes. If you can't, either you are still getting the hang of it, which is fine, or the story is too big, which is definitely not fine, or there are too many open questions. Either try and slice the story or let the product person go off and do some homework on it before you put the story back into another example mapping session. Example mapping helps you zoom in and focus on the smallest piece of behavior inside your story. By mapping it out, you can tease apart the rule, find the core of the behavior you want and defer the rule until later. With this level of scrutiny, example mapping acts like a filter, preventing big fat stories from getting into your sprint and exploding with last minute surprises. It also saves time and helps maintain your people interest in the process. I would recommend to have this activity for each and every single user story. Even if everybody understands that particular story, it's a too small story, go ahead and schedule this meeting. Come together and discuss and give opportunity to everyone to ask the question. If everybody is okay, everybody is fine, I'm sure the story will be finished in 5 to 10 minutes. So that's all about this video, and I'll see you into the next one. Bye-bye.